Also, it's Asia Wilson's retirement jersey day, right? And, well, her prices for her game are high.
Did you hear they're now selling $16 tickets to a jersey retirement ceremony of a WNBA MVP? Sounds like a steal, right? Well, not when it's Asia Wilson's retirement. And Caitlin Clark's ceremony is happening on the same day, with fans willing to spend $300 on standing room only tickets.
Iconic names, one historic date. On February 2nd, 2025, women's basketball will celebrate Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark in ways that cement their legacies forever. As fans debate whose impact is greater, ticket sales tell a story of their own, with Clark's jersey retirement commanding prices more typical of marquee NBA games. We're well past that, folks.
Guess what? Wilson's event isn't even sold out. Meanwhile, Iowa's opening new sections just to meet the demand for Clark's retirement. Same day, same honor, world apart in demand. And did you hear how Wilson is reacting to all of this? What's going on here?
Now the date for that jersey retirement is official. Iowa announcing that on their game on February 2nd against USC, Clark's number 22 will be put in the rafters.
You know what's wild? The price gap between these two ceremonies is bigger than a one-way flight from South Carolina to Iowa. We're talking a whopping $284 difference. Let that sink in for a moment. Let's break it down. On one side, the cheapest ticket to get into Wilson's jersey retirement is going for a mere $16. That's less than the cost of a large pizza. On the other, we've got Caitlin Clark's ceremony, where fans are shelling out $300 just for the standing room nosebed section. It's like comparing dollar menu items to a five-star restaurant.
Wilson, the cornerstone of South Carolina's rise to prominence, will see her number 22 jersey retired at Colonial Life Arena when the Gamecocks face Auburn. A lot of people are pissed that this is the second day, or the same day. Now, I say a lot of people, Asia Wilson fans are pissed that it's the same day.
So why are Wilson's tickets still struggling to sell even at such a bargain price? It's not like she's a nobody. We're talking about a WNBA MVP here. But somehow the buzz just isn't there. It's almost as if fans didn't even know she exists. Think about what $16 usually gets you at a sporting event. Maybe a hot dog and a small soda if you're lucky. Certainly not a seat to witness history. It's the kind of price that makes you wonder if there's a catch. But nope, that's the actual price too. See her jersey go up in the rafters.
Here comes Clark. How will she go for history?
Fitting on logo 3. Let's hear it one more time for number 22, Caitlin Clark.
Now, let's talk about the Clark phenomena. Iowa's literally opening up new sections to meet the insane demand. Fans are treating these tickets like they're the golden tickets to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. The enthusiasm is off the charts. People are ready to stand for hours just to be in the same building as Clark during her jersey retirement.
As far as I can tell, Caitlin Clark fans don't give a rip about Asia Wilson's jersey retirement.
What does this massive price difference really mean for women's basketball? It's not just about the money. It's a clear sign of a seismic shift in the sport. We're witnessing a changing of the guard in real time, and the fans are voting with their wallets.
However, in Iowa City, the retirement of Caitlin Clark's number 22 jersey at Carver Hawkeye Arena during Iowa's game against USC is shaping up to be a much bigger spectacle. And of course, this was a tweet that went out talking about $200 to $784 with a bunch of tickets listed over a.
Here's the real twist. This price gap isn't just about star power or recent achievements. It's about the impact these players have had on the game and the public's perception of women's basketball. Clark has managed to capture the nation's attention in a way that transcends the sport. She's not just a basketball player. She's become a cultural icon. Wilson, despite her impressive career, hasn't quite reached that level of mainstream appeal. But wait, there's more to this story than just ticket prices. This tale of two retirements is just the tip of the iceberg in a much larger narrative. And how is Wilson reacting to all of this?
This, by the way, is driving Asia Wilson fans nuts. They're furious that this is happening on the same day. Why are they doing this? Oh my God, don't they realize the impact of Asia Wilson? Blah, blah. What impact? Stop.
You'd think after 6 years, Asia Wilson's jersey retirement would be a slam dunk celebration. But sometimes even the chest shots get blocked. Let's break down how a single date became the most awkward double booking in WNBA history. Awkward for Wilson. That is February 2nd, 2025. Mark it on your calendars, folks, because it's about to go down as one of the most celebrated days in women's basketball. On one side, we've got Clark's jersey going up in the rafters at Carver Hawkeye Arena in Iowa City. On the other, Wilson's number is finally getting its due at Columbia, South Carolina. Same day, same honor, but the vibe's totally different.
You'll be the last to wear number 22, and you'll become the third Hawkeye women's basketball player in history to have her number retired.
And that is what Beth Getz had to say back in April as the Hawks wrapped up their second straight national runner-up.
Now you might be wondering, how did this scheduling mess even happen? Well, it turns out Iowa's already planned this since April 2024 after Clark retired from college basketball. While they never announced the date, February 2nd was pretty obvious. Given Clark's jersey as 22, they knew exactly what they were doing, picking their only nationally televised weekend game in a merry matchup against Juju Watkins and USC. It's like they were playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers.
We're taking on USC and Juju Watkins, nationally televised game, I believe. February 2nd, 2-2, so it's 22. Everything about it lines up.
But here's where it gets juicy. South Carolina decided to join the party months after announcing Wilson's retirement for the same day. Coincidence? Likely, given that Wilson's jersey number is also 22, and Wilson is not taking it lightly. You won't believe what her reaction was, and her fans are doing the talking for her. One Twitter user didn't mince words, asking, "Why would y'all retire her jersey on the same day as Asia? Are y'all stupid?" Ouch. The frustration is real, and it's spreading faster than highlights of a Clark three-pointer.
One of the sentiments that was expressed was, oh, it's the same day as Asia Wilson's. How could you do? First of all, I remember them announcing Asia Wilson was getting her jersey retired, but I didn't remember the date or anything. I didn't, when the Clark news broke, I didn't think about Asia Wilson. And again, as is the case with Caitlin Clark, this only is going to bring more attention to Asia Wilson's jersey return.
Now, let's rewind a bit. Wilson and Clark, they don't exactly have a rivalry-filled history. But this situation, it's like throwing gasoline on a spark that wasn't even there before. So what does this mean for their legacies? For Wilson, it's like showing up to your own party only. To find out, someone else is the guest of honor 6 years after leaving South Carolina. She's finally getting her moment, or is she?
That is a supply and demand thing, especially in today's day and age where there's no such thing as a sellout, right? Where you can go to any event you want as long as you're willing to pay for it because of the second.
On Clark's side, it's another notch in her belt of game-changing moments. Iowa's been planning this since she played her last college game. They knew exactly what they were doing, picking a marquee matchup on a weekend. It's not just a retirement. It's an event. Here's the reality. Iowa's had Clark's jersey in the rafters since the summer. Meanwhile, South Carolina waited 6 years to honor one of their greatest players, especially after they already revealed Wilson's statue months ago. And South Carolina waited years and years to retire Asia's jersey. So why is Asia upset? It's not hard to connect the dots. What should have been her moment in the spotlight now feels like an afterthought. It's not just about sharing a date. It's about feeling overshadowed on a day meant to celebrate her legacy. But here's where things get really interesting. This isn't just about 2 players or 2 ceremonies anymore. It's become a symbol of something much bigger in women's basketball. We're witnessing a shift, a changing of the guard played out in jersey retirements and ticket sales and trust. This story is far from over. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you now. Now back to the action.
And we'll get to compare the ratings, because I would assume that game against Auburn will be televised somewhere. Now, whether or not it's nationally televised, like I think the Iowa game's going to end up being, I don't know. But look, when it comes to tickets, it's a supply and a demand issue. It's that simple. It's a good way to gauge one's.
Remember when we said this story was far from over? Well, we're about to dive into a world where ticket prices speak louder than words, and TV deals are the new slam dunks. What do these numbers really mean? Let's talk attendance. Iowa's Carver Hawkeye Arena is gearing up for a packed house. We're talking about every seat filled with fans practically hanging from the rafters. Meanwhile, over in South Carolina, it's looking well. Let's just say there might be plenty of elbow room.
Something I'm very thankful for, and obviously I've had some amazing teammates over the course of my 4 years here, and there's been a lot of really good 22s to come before me and play for this program, whether it's Kathleen Doyle or Sam Logic, so that number holds a lot of weight, far beyond my name, and I guess I'm just really grateful, and it'll.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark's jersey retirement isn't just any old ceremony. It's part of a nationally televised game on Fox Sports. The whole country can tune in to watch Caitlin Clark face off against Juju Watkins in the USC Tro. It's like a who's who of women's basketballs all in one place, and Wilson's ceremony. Well, as of now, there are no broadcast plans, zero zilch not. It's like the difference between a blockbuster movie premiere and a home video release. So what does this mean for the players, their teams, and the WNBA? It's not just about one day or one ceremony. This is a snapshot of a changing landscape in women's basketball. Clark isn't just popular. She's breaking records left and right. Her college career was like a highlight on repeat. And it's translating directly into pro success where she broke 62 records during her WNBA rookie season.
First of all, there's nothing wrong with two schools retiring respective jerseys on the same day. But secondly, if you wanted the focus to be on A'ja Wilson, she'll probably get more attention as the second, most recognized jersey retirement of that day than she would have if she had the stage all to herself.
Think about this. Clark's 2024 national championship game. It drew an audience of 18.7 million viewers. How about the 2023 All-Star Game featuring Wilson during the year before Clark entered the WNBA? Can you take a guess? An underwhelming 850,000 viewers. Let that sink in for a moment. Clark's last college game drew 22 times more viewers than Wilson's All-Star Game prior to Clark joining the league. Now, don't get me wrong, A'ja Wilson's a great player. She's got the skills and the achievements to prove it. But somewhere along the line, the buzz around her never picked up the way she would have wanted it. It's like the difference between a small ember and a wildfire. And right now, Clark is blazing hot.
There was, Iowa is rushing this. They're rushing, or everything is rushed with Caitlin Clark. No, she just did things faster and garnered more attention and more notoriety and celebrity and celebration and popularity.
Is this a sign of a bigger shift in women's basketball? You bet it is. Clark has managed to do that in a way we haven't seen before. Here's the bottom line. This situation shows us that women's basketball is evolving fast. It's about fan engagement, viewership, and star power, on and off the court. And Clark is clearly endearing the entire world to her. The game is changing both literally and figuratively, and players like Clark are leading the charge.
So long before Caitlin Clark plays another basketball game, yet she can still dominate some of this discussion and still is on people's minds.
There's one more thing you need to know. This story isn't just about Clark versus Wilson or Iowa versus South Carolina. It's about the future of the WNBA and women's sports as a whole. And trust me, that future is looking brighter than ever. Are you ready? Remember when sports debates happened over beers at the local bar? Those days are long gone now. Every fan with a smartphone is a pundit, and boy, do they have opinions about Clark and Wilson. But here's the million-dollar question. Are these online reactions just noise, or are they shaping the future of women's basketball?
With everybody else, especially those who claim they don't like Caitlin Clark or she's getting too much attention, they sure seem to be the first to comment on anything that's going on.
Let's be real, social media is buzzing like a hornet's nest over these jersey retirements on one side. We've got Team Clark ready to defend their queen at all costs. On the other, Wilson's supporters are crying foul, feeling like their star is getting overshadowed. You know what's wild? The sheer volume of engagement Clark's announcement is getting. We're talking over 300,000 impressions in just 2 hours. That's not just fans clicking like, that's an army of supporters making their voices heard. Meanwhile, Wilson's announcement, let's just say it's not exactly breaking the internet, but it's not. All stats and numbers, the fans are bringing the heat with some seriously spicy takes. One Clark supporter didn't hold back, tweeting, "Tell Asia to move her date." Then the face of the WNBA is retiring her. Show some respect. Ouch, talk about adding fuel to the fire.
Came to college as a basketball prodigy, but no one thought she would be this good, because no one ever had been before.
It's Caitlin Clark's world, and we're all just...
Here's the thing, these reactions aren't just random chatter. They're a window into the changing landscape of fan loyalty in women's basketball. It's not just about who's got the most trophies anymore. It's about who can capture hearts, headlines, and hashtags. So what's the verdict from the court of public opinion? Looks like Clark's taking home the W.
The greatest women's player there ever was? Maybe it's debatable, but at the very least, she'll be in that debate forever. Her now famous Hawkeye jersey was 2 2s, but she was one of one.
This isn't just about Clark and Wilson or their jersey retirements. It's a turning point in women's basketball. We're seeing a shift in how fans connect with the sport and its stars. Clark's meteoric rise isn't just changing the game on the court. It's reshaping the entire landscape of women's basketball. So here's the million-dollar question. Who's going to be the face of women's basketball in 5 years and 10? Will Clark's star keep rising? Or will someone new step into the spotlight? And how will we look back on this moment? Will it be the start of a new era? One thing's for sure, women's basketball is evolving fast. The game is changing, the fans are changing, and the stars are changing too. This Clark Wilson moment, it's just the beginning. The future of women's hoops is looking brighter than ever. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.